Friends, family, fans, we are freaking live for episode 75, 2023 Ryder Cup. Red, white, and blue them Euros away. Hell yes. Welcome to Back 9 Bets. It's been a hot, sweaty minute since we've been behind the mic, behind the camera. Been on two pods today, but none of them have been mine. And we know Back 9 Bets is where we want to be, baby. So welcome back if you are returning. If you are new, welcome. We love to have you. Thank you so much for showing up to the channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this experience. We've got the 2023 Ryder Cup. It's going to be a banger. I am ready. I'm exhausted. I put together a monstrosity of an article, which you can find over at rotoballer.com. You can find that at my pinned tweet at the Model Maniac on X/Twitter. And if you are looking to pretty much find everything you could ever wish for about this golf course and this format and this event, it's all here for you. Let's take a quick look. I'm pulling up the article right here. It's the Breaking 100 article. It's basically a deep dive article of this whole thing. It's not the Breaking 100, sorry. It's just the deep dive article of this all. I've got the hole by hole stuff, yardages, average scores, birdie rates on these. So as you can see, hole number 9, 12, and 18, the 3 par 5s, lots of birdies. Hole 16, tons and tons of birdies as well. They play -2 under par on average. So you can see the different holes as things go along, how this course plays out. It's going to kind of be doing its thing. If you take a look over here, you can see, okay, how many matches end on a certain hole. So only 34% of matches end before 18. So about 65% of matches pretty much make it to 18 and end on 18. So that's kind of the situation that you want to look at. There's a lot of golf that goes on before they get to 18th hole and the 17th and the 16th, blah, blah, blah. You know, pretty much every single matchup will make it to hole 14. So just know that. All right. So then you got that. Then you got history and trends. We can take a look at some recent results from these people. So we got Rory McIlroy. He's had 28 total matches in a Ryder Cup. He's only had 14 total points. So he's batting about 500 for points. And I think it's a really peculiar situation. If you take a look at Justin Rose, he's had 5 less total matches than the Roarers. And all of a sudden, we're sitting much prettier with Justin Rose at 14 points. He's batting at 61% total average. The reason Justin Thomas was brought along is because he's gaining points at a 72% clip. So there's all of this stuff in the article. Also, if we want to really go to the next level, I have put together for you a wonderful model that you can grab in our Discord. So use code Maniac, 10% off. You can use a weekly subscription. It's $8.99 with the code Maniac, or you can use code Maniac for the full annual subscription, which is like $89 for the full year. Then you have it through this time next year. You're going to have Tour Championship, all the fall swing events, all of that stuff. It's all going to be out there. I'm going to start popping out a matchup tool like this. It's going to be available for you guys to use. I think I'm going to be starting work with Rotoballer to put that out there. But in the Discord right now, it's a Google Sheet. You can find it. You can use it like this. Because the Ryder Cup is going to be starting on Friday at 12:30 Central Time here in America, like midnight time. So it's going to be tough to get matchups and stuff out there. People are going to be sleeping. You need to be able to have tools to make your own decisions. Here we go. If you want to decide, okay, foursomes is going to be in the first thing in the morning. So that's going to happen. You're going to see this all happen already. And then we're going to dominate. America's going to dominate in that session. Then you want to say, okay, let's take some of the money we won in the first session, bet it on the 4 balls in the afternoon. So we're going to see, okay, Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantley, they're not going to be playing together in 4 balls. I've got Wyndham Clark playing together with Xander Schauffele. And then we plug him in like that. So we'll see, okay, Wyndham Clark, Xander Schauffele versus Victor Hovland and Ludwig Aberg. The model's kicking out the power ratings. So I have run power ratings for every single combination there is to be had in this Ryder Cup. Okay. That is the situation you find yourself in. So if you want to take a look at this, we've got a power rating over here in column D. We've got my model odds that it suggests the odds should be, and then we're going to have Vegas. So Vegas for this matchup, most likely, maybe it's a coin flip, -10, -110 either side. Depending on the model, it's telling us that if we can get Aberg and Hovland versus Xander and Wyndham Clark in 4-ball format, we will get a 7-point edge on that bet. So basically, if Vegas is -120, no dice. -3 points edge over there. So that's kind of how we're rolling. That's kind of what we're expecting. And then the fun part about this situation is you can see it's tailored to each situation. Let's pull up Wyndham Clark and Xander Schauffele for the foursomes and just show you that it's a totally different situation here. We're going to pull up Wyndham all the way down here, put in Victor Hovland against Ludwig Aberg and see what this kicks out, because I think it's going to be quite interesting to see the difference between these two dudes. So there's Victor. Obviously, Victor and Xander can't be buddies, so we're going to type in Aberg. Boom. So we've got a 7-point edge for Victor and Aberg in 4 balls, but against Xander and Wyndham, going off foursomes, there's no edge. It's pretty much a coin flip according to the model, and there's no edge in particular. So that's going off specific holes, odds or evens. If you want to go take Wyndham Clark off the odds, then we can put Xander in the bottom here for going off of evens, which Xander needs to go off odd holes, by the way. That's the way he dominates. So just know that this is the optimal pairing, but just want to show you guys how it changes. So as you can see here, the odds and the power rating decreases for that team if you put these two guys switched around. So that's basically how this is using the different combinations of foursome T-balls and things like that to kind of show you how the variations of T's can really affect the outcome of a match. So you just want to put that out there. You can see which is the optimal one by plugging your guys in here. I'm not sure entirely if the captains are even going to tell you which one it is. Maybe you can wait for them to tee off and then you can bet it live. I don't even know if that's a possibility, but you know, there's always that option. So you can just check it out. I can't remember if there was ever live betting on a matchup before or, you know, while they were cruising. But anyway, there's ones for the singles as well, which you'll be able to do. You can just bet pretty much anyone against anyone and see how it goes. So obviously, Xander Schauffele's got an edge over Seb Straka at -110. So that's tool number one, the matchup tool. This is all rotoballer.com. This is all for $89 a year. If you want the VIP package, the platinum package, it's $180 for the full year, and you get Spencer's model included in that too. So you get all of his model stuff. You can get my models with this stuff. You can get all the jazz. And folks, I am very excited to show you this. Check this stuff out. Also, I love how my dog waits the whole day and then decides while I'm doing a podcast that she wants to eat her food that's right behind me. So if you hear any chewing, I'm very apologetic for that. So let's take a look-see here real quick. We want to figure out exactly what's going on with this model because we want to use this piece a little bit too. I have a big situation here. What's going on? The Zoom was fine before I started, and now it's causing me issues. Give me 2 seconds, and we've got the full screen in our face right here. So as you can see here, this is the DFS tool. As you know, the model is incorporating the base salary as the main byproduct, but we're going to be using captains this week. It's a very different type of a format compared to normal DFS weeks. And Scotty Scheffler is sitting at $14,700 as the most expensive golfer in the field. If you take a look at this model, he is based off of the current combination of players that we're using for his partners. This thing is fully interactive, friends. I'm telling you now, this is one of the most badass tools out there for this week. If you want it, you can come grab it in the Discord. Just make sure you get yourself signed up. If you go check the pinned article on my profile, it's got a link to the subscription for Rotoballer. Please use code Maniac. You get yourself 10% off the full year stuff or the week stuff, and you can get this. It's in the Discord now. So check this out. You can figure out, okay, Scotty Scheffler, if you think he's going to be playing with in the first 4-ball session, Sam Burns. You can go find Sam Burns, plug him in, find Sam Burns, plugging him for the second 4-ball session. There was a problem. I don't know why that situation's that way. Let's figure out. Let's go Sam Burns. Sam Burns. There we go. So as you can see, if you plug in Sam Burns versus Max Homer, the average dollar for power rank price, so you're going to spend more money per a power ranking point that you can get from Scotty Scheffler if you substitute Max for Sam. So that's the situation. If you want to pick your guys that you think is going to be the combination of golfers for the 5-round Scotty Scheffler plays, you can plug them all in here. You're going to minus a few guys out if you don't think they're going to play 4 rounds. I've got Justin Rose with Tyrrell. We've got all the projected matchups, all that jazz. We can use this as we go through our different bets and kind of see how it goes. I think it's a great tool. You don't even need it for DFS. You can just get the total power rank based off of these different power rankings for the singles over here in column K, the 4-ball in column L, and the foursomes in column N. It can show you exactly how each different golfer is going to excel in different areas. So that's very cool. I love this about this tool. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for you to get a full, this has taken hours and hours and hours, probably 80 plus hours that I've spent working on developing all this stuff for everybody. It's got hole by hole breakdowns of every single freaking golfer. So we'll pull that up here real quick. Check this stuff out. We have got hole by hole stuff for Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele. So you can see, how does Scotty Scheffler grade out compared to everybody else across all the different metrics based off of each individual hole. We've taken strokes gained. We've got all of that different stuff. It depends. You'll see more around the green numbers on holes that have a green regulation rate that's lower. So as you can see here, Scotty on a hole that he hits a 60% green regulation rate from 186 yards, you're going to have more importance around the green. The putting is going to be most important on holes that you have higher green regulations, which Scotty's probably going to struggle with. So as you can see there on a hole 6, where you got a 93% green regulation rate, Scotty's putting is down by 0.03 versus the 0.02 that we usually see everywhere else. On holes where he misses more greens, his putting is less important because he's got a lot more around the green play. So the holes that require more GIR, less GIR, that's more difficult to hit, Scotty Scheffler will tend to play better on those holes relative to the rest of the field. And that brings us to our very first bet of the evening, Bruce Buffer. So let's take a quick peek. We're going to rock and roll. Scotty Scheffler, top USA, baby. We are going to roll with Scotty. By the way, I'm not even going to tease you. As you can tell by the name of the article, by the name of the podcast, by what I'm wearing, my enthusiasm for America, we are on America. America, USA has landed at plus 100. There's currently plus 110s out there. I haven't seen any promos. I think I just want to dive in on the plus 100 first. So I've got about 2.5 units on that bad boy. Then we're waiting for another 2.5 units come the promo time. There's going to be fun promos. Like I think BetMGM will let you bet a team. And then every match they win, you get like a $5 free bet if you max out the promo amount that they require you to do. I think there's other places that will give you boosts, all those kind of things. So just wait on those. We have tee off on Friday. So it's only Tuesday now. So we've got Wednesday and Thursday for that all to happen. I am ramped up. Let's take a second to just relax. Okay. Let's take a second to relax. As you can see here, in the article that I have, this cheat sheet is there. There's odds available out there. I've done them by top overall, top rookie, top captain's picks for each different type of section. Our first bet we want to talk about is Scotty freaking Scheffler at plus 470 to be the top point scorer for the United States of goddamn America, friends. At plus 470. So he has to outduel all of his other Americans. The reasoning for this bet, yes, it's plus 470. It's one of the shorter bets in the thing. We are betting against 11 other guys. And if you want to think about it this way, Scotty Scheffler is most likely to play 5 matches. Okay. He is very likely to play 5 matches. He is the best golfer in the world right now. He's the world number 1. And there's going to be guys in this team that do not play all 5. And the more matches you play, the more chances you have to win points. So Scotty can play 5 matches and lose 1.5 of them and still get 3.5 points. And that could tie for the most total points. Maybe someone rattles off 4 wins in their 4 starts, but the likelihood that a lot of Americans, with as deep as this team is, rattling off 5 matches is unlikely. I think the person that's most likely to do so is the Scheffler. So that's why we like him at plus 470. We're going to just eliminate Brian Harman. There's no way he plays more than 4 matches. Sam Burns might play 4 matches with Scotty Scheffler before they get to singles, making it 5. That's very likely. Maybe. I don't think it is, actually. Let me just put that out there. I think Sam Burns is going to play with Scotty in 4 balls and not going to be playing in foursomes. I don't think his driver is accurate enough. We'll get to that. But I think Scotty will keep rattling off guys. Wyndham Clark, same situation. He's going to play 4 balls only. Justin Thomas, I think him and Spieth play only in foursomes. I think Max Homa has a chance to be the top USA point scorer as well. I think he could easily play 4, maybe 5 matches, depending on how hot he gets. Colin Morikawa is not going to play more than 4 matches, I don't think. So that's going to be, he's potentially going to play 3, maybe 4. Ricky might play 3, maybe 4. Brooks Koepka has always played 4 matches his entire Ryder Cup career. I think that's going to remain the same, although he is very likely to get 2.5 points, like he's pretty much done every single Ryder Cup he's played in. And if you go look at the article, let's go and do that real quick. I'll just show you what's cracking. Like, you can see this stuff. We'll go all the way down here and find this is all foursome stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Yes, Scotty Scheffler. So you're going to see his profile. You can see his Ryder Cup track record right here in the Rotorball article that's pinned to my Twitter handle. You can see who was his partner, what was the score, what was the format, how did he do. So if you want to deep dive every single one of these golfers, here it is for you. You can do it all on your own using this tool. The little content box is at the top of the screen. Just click on that bad boy. It'll take you all the way down here to the guy you want to kind of see. So that's kind of what we're talking about when it comes to using this article as a tool. You're really going to be benefiting from it because there's so much useful information in there. Patrick Cantley and Xander Schauffele, they're going to probably play 4 matches each. Maybe Patrick Cantley can play 5. I think I have him as 5 matches total. But I think Scotty, if Scotty and Cantley play 5 matches together, I really think that Scotty will get more points. The reason being, Scotty's going to play with Sam Burns in 4-ball, where you play the best ball, your best score on that hole. 4 balls in play, you take the best score of your team. For sim, some of the shots you use. So you're alternating. Scotty's going to be playing with Sam in the 4-ball thing. I think with Scotty Scheffler, he could play with anyone in 4-ball and have a really good chance of winning that match. Then in foursomes, I have Scotty Scheffler projected, friends. In the article, you can see this stuff. I have the whatchamacallit right over here for you. You can see exactly what we're talking about and kind of make sure that you've got the information you need. This is the projections that I've come up with. It's potentially correct. It's potentially very wrong. But you know what? I took a stand and off we went. So if you want to roll with it, you can roll with it. If you don't, you don't. You can change it. In the model that I have out there, you can change the projected players in this freaking tool. So you can go and see projected pairings. Here they are for you. You can fiddle with them around, make sure that you get the right amount of combinations in here, and then you can plug them into this DFS tool right here and use that just like that. So that's exactly how you want to roll, and that's what we're going to be getting up to. So Scotty Scheffler, I got him playing with Sam Burns. I've got him playing with Max Homa and Brooks Koepka in the foursomes. If you take a look at the foursomes matchups with Sam Burns, he doesn't necessarily grade out the best. Sam Burns is kind of holding him back a little bit. The ranking is pretty average over there. But if you take a look at the foursomes, boy, oh boy, Max Homa and Brooks Koepka are a combination that is easily the very best of the foursomes bunches. They will dominate in either of those 2 situations. So I really like Scotty's chances in that department. And then when it comes to singles, no one has a better power ranking than Scotty Scheffler. So that is the situation you're going to find yourself in. That is the situation that Scotty Scheffler is going to find himself in. He's the most expensive golfer at $9,800, and off we go. So I love him at plus 470 for a win. We'll do that. Plus 470 for the top USA. That's our bet. We've already got that out there. Let's rock and roll. Next up, let's take a quick peek at the rest of the board. Marco Simone golf course. And let's talk about Max Homa. Max Homa currently out on PointsBet is plus 400 to be the top rookie. Now, let's go back to the rest here. We got the top rookie, 4. All the rookies. There's another, 7 other rookies in the Ryder Cup. Wyndham Clark is one of them. Sam Burns is one of them. Aberg, Nikolai Højgaard, Sepp Straka, Robert McIntyre, and Brian Harman. How many of those guys do we project is going to play more than 4 matches? My projections have them playing 3, all of them. All 7 other guys I'm projecting to play 3 total matches. Let's take a quick look over there. We'll go in and take a peek. So Max Homa is going to be playing 4. I have him playing 4-ball golf, the best ball situation, with Brooks, the first 2 4-ball sessions. And then I've got him playing with Scotty in foursomes. Then he's going to have a rest in the second session. So that's 4 total opportunities for him to gain points. Then we take a look at Brian Harman. I've only got him playing with Colin Morikawa twice. That's it. If you take a look at Nikolai Højgaard, I've only got him playing with John Rahm twice. If you take a look at Aberg, I've got him playing with Victor twice only. Shane, that's not a rookie. We've got Sam Burns playing with Scotty in 4-ball. That's it. That's all I have him slated for. Ricky Fowler, Wyndham Clark, I've only got him playing with 2 guys in the 4-ball sessions. So this is how you can use this tool to see, okay, how does this work? If you take the total power rankings column, you can see how many points are these guys potentially going to score. Who is slated to make the most total points? So we won't use the salary. We'll use the A to Z. That's the wrong way. We want Z to A, I guess. And off we go. There's Scotty Scheffler sitting at 6.57 total points. So the chances are that he absolutely dominates this squad when it comes to total points this week. So plus 470 is money. Then we're going to take a look at Max. Max, out of all the rookies over here, 5.33 total points. Power rankings. This is not points. I could have dumbed it down a bit to points, but it's power ranking. He is the 4th most powerful golfer, apparently, according to this model right here. So that's what you're going to love about this tool. You can see, okay, cool. What's cruising here with Max? If we want to switch over, all right, so if Scotty wants to play the odd holes, how does that impact the score? It makes it drastically less. Why? Because Max Homa leads the PGA Tour in par 3 scoring. If you take Max off the hard holes and play him on the even holes, it means that Scotty's going to be hitting iron plays. He's going to be hitting those shots on those holes. And I think you want Max on the par 3s. It's just for some reason he dominates on the par 3s. So why the hell would you not want that? So depending on these hole combinations, you can see how the power ranking changes. So you can use that to determine what's the optimal rating and then how the captains are going to deploy these guys. It's a badass tool, friends. It's a badass tool. So as you can see, there's no other rookie anywhere near outside of Aberg because of Hovland. Like if you take away Hovland from Aberg, the chances are this goes let's just go to Tommy Fleetwood, for instance. Look at the power ranking drop. It goes from in between Xander and Tyrrell all the way down to somewhere like where Ricky Fowler is and where Tommy Fleetwood is. So that's the kind of situation you can see. If you take these guys out of each little situation, you'll see how their power ratings drop based off who their partner is and how that all works out. So it's a very, very cool tool. I think Aberg's going to be very popular because he's most likely going to be paired up with Hovland. So we'll see what cooks. But Max Homa for the top rookie at plus 400 is on the card. I love that bet. You know, the rest of the guys, maybe if you like some Aberg, there's a chance you can roll that out there. But I like Max Homa. We're kind of playing some chalky bets, but they make a lot of sense. The reason that's there is because Max is most likely to play 4 matches. He played 4 matches at the President's Cup. There's a good chance he does that again this week. Let's go to the top overall section of the betting card here and talk about John Rahm and Victor Hovland. I'm also going to jump over to the analysis for these situations and explain why we are fading Rory. Rory has the total most points tied with Justin Rose. He's played in 28 matches in Ryder Cup history, batting at 500. Jon Rahm has played in 8 matches and won 4.5 points. So he's at 56% clip. We're getting ourselves ridiculously better odds on Jon Rahm to win the total point scorer of everyone, to be the leading point scorer for all of these dudes. Now, the reason why we never bet Scotty at plus 800 is because I think Rory, Rahm, and Victor, because of the depth, the lack of depth on the European side of things, Victor, Rahm, and Rory are going to play 5 matches potentially, all 3 of them. There's a good chance 2 of the 3 play 5. Like, that's a really good chance, I'd say. Rory hasn't really he's struggled in Ryder Cups. He hasn't really quite got it together. So it's a bit of a fade on Rory by playing Rahm and Hovland. I think they have a fantastic opportunity to, one of them, potentially both, rack up 4 points, because they'll be playing 5 times. They can maybe draw a match or lose a match and win the rest, and off they go with 4 points, 4.5 points. You draw 2, you can win 3 other ones, right? So I think there's a good chance that they can rack up 4 total points, which would tie the next person who's won all 4 of their matches, if that makes sense. So the odds are pretty good. You know, they have a freebie out there. The more you're out there, the more chances you can lose, but also the more chances you have to get points. So I really like playing them together. Rahm is still 12-1 out there. I believe Victor might be down to 10, 11 out there now. But still, if you play them 2 together, you're basically getting yourself a 5.5-1 ticket for these 2 guys, right? That's basically the theory behind this bet. We're going to take the 2 guys that I'm the highest on to perform well this week from the Euros and bet them together to win the total most points. If they tie, then we cash this thing entirely. So that's the only market we're betting 2 guys in at the same time. We'll see how it goes moving forward. I'm just fading Rory. I just don't know if he's got what it takes to be a Ryder Cupper, man. I know he's won half his matches. I know he's done all of that stuff. But when it comes to Rory and taking a look, in my article, I put it out there, like Rory McIlroy's putting really, really struggles over the weekend. You know, the more pressure there is on the Roars, the less the putter likes to perform. The Ryder Cup, I've said it on the few pods I've been on already. There's pressure from the very moment you're teeing up. You know, Friday is basically Sunday, and then Saturday is basically a little bit more Sunday, and then Sunday is very much Sunday. So the pressure is going to be there. And if these guys struggle with the putter under pressure, and that's what I have with Aberg as well, we can talk about that later. But he struggles with the putter under pressure, I think that continues. I think he's overly excited for this week. And the odds, plus 900, you know, they're not nearly as nice as Rahm's 12-1. I got Victor at 12-1 as well. You know, it was in the articles. So if you were reading that, you would have had that out there. But Victor's out there, 10-1. Now you can still grab that. And I think he will most likely play 5 matches. So that's just what I'm talking about from this department. We've spoken about Max Homer. We've spoken about Scotty. Let's talk about Justin Rose. We're jumping all over the place, but that's what we do on this ADD back 9 bets, baby. I have got Justin Rose in 2 bets, 2 different markets. I have Justin Rose as the top captain's pick. So it means that out of all the guys that were not automatically qualified, he is, for me, I have a bet at plus 1,100 for him to win the most points out of all the people that were picked by a captain. That includes Brooks, Tommy, Colin, Jordan, Ricky, JT, Shane Lowry, Aberg, Højgaard, and Sepp Straka. So that's the situation. That's why we like Justin Rose, is because we've got Shane Lowry, we've got Nikolai Højgaard, we've got Sepp Straka, a Justin Thomas and a JT, and a Justin and a Jordan, who have been a good partnership in the past. But if you take a look at these guys, let's go back to our little model here. Look at what these 2 are doing. They are all the way down here, just disgustingly bad. If they are a foursome squad, they're easily rolling out the worst strokes gained total and statistical players over the last little while. They're going to require incredible chemistry and, to quote Paul Lazinger, intestinal fortitude to get it done this week at the Ryder Cup. They're not playing good golf whatsoever. I think their best chance of winning together is in foursomes. They have not nearly been making nearly enough birdies for a 4-ball situation. So if they roll them out there in the 4-ball, we have got ourselves some problems. Let's just put this out there and see what happens. So we're going to go Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas. Where's JT? There's JT over there. If we put Justin and Jordan together, it gets ugly quickly. Look at this. The 4 balls for JT and Jordan gets to minus 5.2. Like, whew, the more they play, the more the power rankings dislike them, right? So that's the situation with JT and Spieth. We fading those two guys. At best, they're playing twice. That's the situation that's cooking. Off we go to the bank. We're also going to fade Shane Lowry. The guy's never played good golf ever. Like, ever. So I don't, in a Ryder Cup, he's won 1 point. He doesn't make nearly enough birdies. He's not going to get rolled out there in 4 ball. It's just not going to happen. So that's why we're fading him. Justin Rose has played in multiple Ryder Cups. He's played 4 sessions or 5 sessions every single time he's been out there. Yes, he's a little bit older now, but his game is so controlled. It's so relaxed, and he dominates. He's the best putter from 15 to 25 feet on the PGA Tour. So at any given moment, he can just cinch a hole from you, just based off one putt. Doesn't even have to be a good iron shot. So he's absolutely capable of doing that. So the reason why we like Justin Rose is because we want to fade those other guys underneath him. We want to fade Spieth and JT, who's ahead of him. We're going to fade Colin, who I don't necessarily believe in that much. And we're going to fade Tommy Fleetwood as well. Brooks, we have a different bet on, but he's one of the concerns we have in the situation. But the way these all work out is that Justin Rose can be the top captain and Brooks can still be the top USA, which we have him at. So there's a way that we can win all of these bets in a weird way, right? So the top rookie, Max can win that because Rose isn't the top captain and Brooks isn't the top USA guy. So it's like a totally different situation. It's really cool how we've done this. So it's not like we're boxing ourselves out with different bets. There's an avenue to win each and every one of them. Let's take a look at the model to tell you why we like Justin Rose as our guy. So Justin Rose over here, I've got him paired with himself, apparently. That's not the case. We want John Rahm. So we'll find John Rahm real quick and plug him in there. Alrighty. So Justin Rose, he's going to be going off with Tyrrell Hatton in 4-ball for the first 2 matches. For the first 2 4-balls. I think that's going to be a really important route for Rosie and Hatton. I think they're 2 Englishmen that can play fantastic golf together. I love their opportunity to dominate. If you take a look at their 4-ball score, it's one of the better ones. I think Rose and Hatton have an incredible birdie rate together. We can take a look at that here too. So if you want to use this tool, I'm just showing you how you can use this freaking awesome tool. You go here, type in clear all, and you find the birdie percentages, and you click that bad boy, and then there it is. So let's take a quick peek here. Justin Rose, and Justin's 13th in the field, and Hatton's 10th. So they got a pretty average birdie or better rate compared to, Rory, Rahm, and Victor are right up there, obviously. And then we got Cantley and Xander and Scotty and Max all making tons and tons of birdies. But for a 2 duo like that, they can absolutely go ham. And if you want to take a look at even further situation, you go to the best ball tab over here. I don't know what is going on. Yeah, 4-ball. So you type in 4-ball, and then you can go and type in Tyrrell. Clear all this stuff, and you type in Hatton, select all, make sure that that's good to go. Cruising, and then you can see. All right, let's take a look at the total overall and see where these guys slot in. So do we find Tyrrell and whatchamacallit at any point in time in this situation? We're going to find Tyrrell and Justin Rose. Here's Justin Rose playing with John Rahm. We got Tyrrell playing with Rahm. Scooting down the board. Let's take a quick peek. I probably could have done this in a totally different way, but hey, it is what it is. We kind of figuring it out as we go. So it's all the way down here, but where on earth? What am I doing? I'm all over the place, friends. Tyrrell and Justin Rose. Take a look over here. Yeah, they are. So they're the 27th best combination out of everybody when it comes to how this would work out. And I think what we're really looking at is their upside. They're dominant from an upside perspective. They absolutely crush when it comes to birdie or betters. And when you take a look at the average birdie or better situation, it's very, very impressive. So that's what you're pretty much getting from these two dudes. I think it's really going to be important for them to thrive together as two British guys. That's going to be very, very important for them to do. So I've got Tyrrell and Rosie together. I've got John Rahm playing with Justin Rose in the second session of foursomes. Rosie's going to miss the first session. That's going to just be how it goes. And then you'll play twice on Friday and then again on Sunday. Twice on Saturday and again on Sunday. But if you look at Rose and you put him with John Rahm for foursomes, we're looking good. You know, it's plus 0.8, which means you're only getting one matchup. But if you put Rahm in there again, it really will show you how, you know, the foursomes match gets a bit better, but Rahm's going to lift him up in that department. So that's why we've got Tyrrell playing with Rose in the 2 4-ball situations. I think Rosie is a much more suited to 4-ball than foursomes. So that's why I have him playing only one foursome match. But I really like Justin Rose's outlook. I like what he can get up to when it comes to being the top captain. And then we've got him for the top European captain as well. I don't really like anyone else on the Euro side from the captain side there. So we're pretty much fading Tommy Fleetwood again in that market at plus 250, with Justin Rose sitting at plus 380 on FanDuel for a top point scorer on the European captain side. He has to beat Fleetwood, Aberg, Lowry, Hogard, Sepp Straka, and Robert McIntyre is not even, I keep saying Robert McIntyre, he's not in that mix because he qualified. So he has to beat Aberg, Højgaard, Straka, and Lowry. Those doesn't, you know, I don't see any of those guys playing more than 3 matches. Tommy Fleetwood might play 4 matches, yes. But if you take a look at Tommy Fleetwood's record without Molinari, he's not quite the guy. So let's take a quick look at Tommy Fleetwood's situation just to kind of have a peek there. What's Tommy Fleetwood's total power rankings? Let's refilter this thing, Z2A. Take a look at Tommy Fleetwood all the way down here. So I've got Tommy Fleetwood playing with Sepp Straka and Rory McIlroy 5 times, which is ridiculous. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's only one opportunity for him to play with Rory. So we'll just fix that again, yeah? I think he plays with Rory off the bat, and then I think Rory plays with Bobby Mack the second time. But what we want to do is take a look at Tommy Fleetwood's total power ranking, and it's not very good. It's negative. And it's got to do with the fact that I've got Tommy playing with Sepp Straka in 2 of the foursome matches. Tommy Fleetwood's game, he's not nearly, if you take a look at birdie percentages, yeah, let's go take a look at Tommy Fleetwood, 15th in the field in birdie percentage. So he's not a birdie maker. Sepp Straka, also not a birdie maker. So that's the problem here. And I think when it comes to 4-balls, you don't want Tommy Fleetwood playing too many 4-balls because you have to make a lot of birdies in order to win those matches. I think Tommy can scramble well. I think Sepp and Tommy are going to be great off the tee together, accuracy-wise. I think they're going to be a good team for foursomes. I don't necessarily believe in them when it comes to 4-ball. I don't believe in Tommy when it comes to 4-ball. Pretty much anyone with a ranking south of 15, let's call it, should not find himself in a 4-ball match. Robert McIntyre is just going to find himself in there by default because no one wants to play with him. You don't want to have to lean on his every other shot in a foursomes. So he's only going to play twice, and one of them being the singles. So I think you put him with Rory and hope for the best. Try and burn Rory on Robert and just hope for the best there. Maybe they just put 2 duds together and just call that match a quits kind of thing. I don't know. But if you look over here, none of these guys that are like Colin Morikawa is only 11th in birdie or better rate, you know, like considering the rest of this US team has got a lot of top 10 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are inside the top 10 of birdie rates, you know, Colin being 11th, which is fine. So that's kind of what you're looking for. But when it comes to consistency, Colin's the guy. So that's how we kind of going around finding these matchups, trying to figure out how many matches these guys are going to play, how they're going to play, who they're going to be partnered with, who's going to be a partner in a similar boat. Brian Harman, not a birdie machine. I don't see him playing in 4-balls. I see him playing in foursomes. That's why I've got Colin matched up with Brian Harman. So that's how you kind of want to go about doing all this stuff. It's all in the article. It's all in this model that you can see if you're on YouTube, or just go read it on rotoballer.com. So that is our next bet, was Justin Rose. Whew, we are ramped up. We're having a good time. I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are too. I know I've been a little bit all over the place. I usually have a method and a format of going around this, but it's the Ryder Cup. We got stuff going all over the place, and it is what it is. It is what it is. If you can handle the ADD, so can I, and we're gonna move along just fine. So the last little bets we have Brooks as the top USA captain's pick. He has to beat in that market Colin Morikawa, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, and Sam Burns. If we go back over here to the projected matches, take a look here. Brooksy, where's he? Brooks Koepka. He's selected for 4 matches. So Colin maybe gets 4. Maybe he switches out with Ricky. But the rest of these guys, Wyndham made it automatically. Spieth, Burns, and Justin Thomas. 3 matches apiece. That's what I've slated them at. Maybe it's more. Maybe it's less. Probably 3, though. Brooksy only has to match Colin. And I think Brooks is going to play better golf than Colin Morikawa in general. I think he's going to be partnered with Scotty Scheffler, maybe. I think he's going to be partnered with Max, maybe. I don't see Colin playing with Max. I know a lot of people say that they play together well. They shot 70 in alternate shot at the Zurich and missed the cut. Like, do you really want to roll that out again? I don't see them playing well. So if you really want to take a look, you can go into that model on the whatchamacallit and see how it looks. If you want to see Colin and Max, you go in there and you say, Colin, Morikawa, and off we go. So Colin Morikawa versus Max Homa, it takes a long time. There's a lot of other combinations to get to before Max when it comes to pairing him with Colin in alternate shot. It's the 9th best combination. We've got Brooks, Cantley, Xander, and Scotty all ahead of him before we get to Max. And then if you go and take a look at Max, there's a lot. He suits so many other combinations. Colin on Max's chart is even worse. So to get to Colin, you got to go through another 8 combinations. There's Scotty, there's Patrick Cantley, there's Brooks, there's Xander before you get to Colin. So I think there's much better options for either of them before you go. And I think Colin being with Brian Harman definitely helps, because Brian Harman is an incredible putter. And I think if Harman's putter can start cruising, they're going to be cruising, because Colin has historically never putted very well. So just looking at these, you can see there's screenshots of this in the model, in the article. You can use this podcast as that too. So I've got information for you everywhere. The Rotoballer article, this model that you can get in the Discord, and if you are willing to look and stare at the screen in the pod. So that's what's cooking over here. That's the reason why we're kind of fading Colin. I think he's going to get paired up with Brian, and, it is what it is. So Brooksy barely has to beat anyone. Let's take a quick peek at what he can get up to when it comes to projected total DFS scoring and stuff. Brooks Koepka, I've got him as the number 1 guy. I think, what did we do? Where's Scotty at? Yeah, did we fiddle with some Scott? Yeah, because of Sam Burns. If you take Sam Burns out of Scotty Scheffler's life, his average total outcome really jumps up there quite a lot. So, like Brooksy for this bet, he's only going to have to beat Colin, basically. And if you take a look where Colin is, check it in here. He's all the way down here with JT and Spieth, basically. I don't know. Maybe if we do Max and just see what happens if we switch in Max there for Colin, what does it do to his power ranking? It helps a little bit, but he's still negative. It's still negative. What happens if we switch them around here? So this is how you can use this tool. You can change the player. You can change the tees that they go off of, and bang, just like that, you can see Colin and Max play much better, especially if Max goes off odd holes. That's basically how you want it to roll. And then, you can see how the foursome score changes as you change the even to odd. So this tool is incredibly powerful if you want to use it to determine how you want to do your DFS lineups. I've been working on it all day today. I will also have a lineup tool where you can put it in there and see once the pairings come out, what you never want to have your guys playing against each other. Ideally, you try and get your 6 guys all on the same squad trying to miss each other. You don't want to have them butting heads and taking points away from each other. You want maximizing the wins. You want to maximize the points, because a win versus your opponent means you winning points for one guy and then losing points for the other. So it's pretty much a wash. I'm sure you're incrementally gaining some points, but it's not ideal. You don't want that. You want to gain points through the roof all the time. So that's basically what we're trying to figure out there. And you never, ever want to, in DFS, put guys that will play each other once the pairings come out. That's just a bad way to start your DFS lineups. It's not optimal. It's not good. Some DFS chit-chat while we're just talking about that. There's a way you can stack guys. You can stack teammates. So if Brooks and Max are projected to play together, you put them together. I know it's an expensive pairing, but Max is very affordable, friends. He's easily my favorite play on the slate at $7,600. Holy cow. His price per power ranking is the cheapest of them all, and I really like what he can put out there. And that's if he plays 4 games. If we pair him somehow with Scotty Scheffler twice in foursomes, boy, oh boy, does he become a mightily fine prospect. So just putting that out there, I love Max Homer this week at $7,600, $11,400 for captain. That's very affordable. Very affordable. You can do a lot of flexibility stuff with your lineup with that. So what you're trying to do is stack your guys. So Max and Scotty, that's not a bad start at all. Those two, if you're projecting them to play together at least twice, boom, off you go. I think a good option to stack is Tyrrell Hatton and John Rahm. I think if they play together twice, or Tyrrell and Justin Rose, I like that. That's 2 very affordable prices as well. $7,800 for Tyrrell, and then Justin Rose is $6,000. He's going to provide some very much salary flexibility for you. I've got him ranked really high. Like if you take a look at the salary per power ranking, A to Z, check out Justin Rose. He's all the way up here in 9th spot. So he's a pretty solid play. Shane Lowry, just because he's playing with Rory in 2 foursomes, really gets a bump, in my opinion, for the foursomes at $7,979.3 for a dollar per salary, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of how you want to use this tool. You want to stack guys together so that when they win, if your guys have the best domination of the day, you got both of them. That's how you want to rock and roll. So build some lineups with stacks. I know I was chatting to my guy, PGA Splits 101, about that earlier. The other option you can do is you find a guy. So if you like him, find his partner, for instance, like between Tyrrell and Justin Rose, I've got them both slated to play against, they're playing with each other in the 4-ball matchups. And then I've got either of them playing with John Rahm in foursomes, 1 each. Now, Tyrrell is $7,800. Justin Rose is $6,000. I think there's an easy salary saving right there of $1,800 just off Justin Rose. So if you're not stacking, find the guy that's the cheapest, that's got a partner that's most likely going to play together twice, and potentially with the same guy the other time. So John Rahm being with Justin Rose in the other match, that's ideal. And Rosie is $6,000 flat. So ideally, you want to rock and roll with that. If you want to take a look at some other options, I know Rory and Shane are going to be playing together. I don't really like Shane Lowry, but if he's going to be playing with Rory in foursomes at $5,400, he's giving you some utility there at some salary savings. You get Rory McIlroy upside for 2 out of the 5 matches, and it's only costing you $5,400, where Rory is all the way down at the bottom over here, 9,600 smacks, right? So that's almost $4,000. It's $4,200 more to get the same amount of points. So Yes. Oh, my man. T-Dac. I'm personally responsible for at least 50 page views on your article in the last 24 hours. Awesome stuff, Byron. My man, thank you so much, dude. I'm going to just take a few seconds to just hype this up a little bit because I started writing that and I started researching that. And you start swimming, you start doing your thing, and then you look back and you're like, see, oh my God, this current has taken me so far away from the shoreline that I'm not sure I can swim back. But I see a little island far away in the distance over there that looks real promising. And that is what you call 11,000 words of a Ryder Cup deep dive. And I just kept swimming. I was in some dark places, boy. The wife was like, are you still riding this thing? I rode from 5 p.m. on Friday till 5 a.m. on Saturday morning. I rode for 12 hours straight, just going crazy, 80 plus hours to put this bad boy together. I'm so happy. Thank you, T-Dac, for your comment. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. You know, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but I've got that model out there. I'll send it to you in the DMs because I think, you've always supported me and I think you can really, really use this bad boy in your endeavors this week. So thank you so much. Really appreciate. And by this bad boy, I mean the thing I'm just showing you now. So thank you, sir. Really, really appreciate that. We are on to some more DFS chit chat over here. So let's, for instance, take a look. Like Xander and Cantley. Xander is $8,200. Patrick Cantley is $9,000. The chances are they don't play with each other in foursomes or four ball. I don't see that happening. And Cantley has a good chance of playing 5 matches. He's just that solid. But you're getting them for 2 matches total, and you can get a guy that's $800 cheaper than the other. And you're getting the same exact result for pretty much they're going to be playing foursomes together. That's like a super lock for that to happen. So if for some reason they're dominating in foursomes and they're feeling it, they're going to probably play together in 4 ball, maybe. I don't think so. But you just take a chance with Xander in 4 ball and hope that he can do what he can. I don't know why I've got Xander playing with Xander in 4 ball. I think I have him playing with, is it Wyndham? I think Wyndham Clark. So it's not the best outlook for him, but it is what it is, right? So Cantley is a much better option there if you want. I think that's one instance where I probably don't know if I would play the cheaper guy out of the 2 pairings. Maybe you play them both together and see what happens. But yeah, that's what's cooking over there. And then you can see what cooks. That's what's cooking, and that's what you can see what cooks. So is there anything else that I need to talk about? The power rankings, they're all over here. You can see, so this is what you can do. The power ranking has been derived from this sheet right over here. So let's take a quick look. Zoom in a tad. It's got every single stat you could wish for. And this power ranking is going to drive all this other stuff. So let's say you want to try and make Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas better. Let's take a look and see what we can find. So Spieth, so this approach yardage means it's basically driving distance. So let's ramp that up a little bit and take away accuracy and good shots. And Jordan Spieth's birdie percentages has been hot garbage. So if you take Jordan Spieth's birdie percentages down, let's crank that down 25%. Then we start seeing Spieth's power ranking starting to come together. So what else is he pretty good at? Projected score is likely to be a pretty good metric for him. So let's ramp that up for 25%. He seems to just score somehow. And let's take down even more birdie percentage to 15. So Spieth goes from all of that, and he just gets closer to everybody else while his number gets better. So this tool is available to you if you want to grab it. It's out there at your disposal if you just want to support Rotoballer and myself for $8.99 or $89.99 for the full year. Hopefully you can make that up right away using all of this stuff. So that's what's cooking with the model. That's what's cooking at Rotoballer. That's what's cooking for the Ryder Cup. Is there anything else that I want to share with y'all? So there's power ranking over here. We've got strokes gained total. I think that's probably going to hurt Spieth as well quite a lot. Yeah. So let's take that away. Just make sure that that's even less. And we can almost get Spieth to be a neutral power ranking in this field, which is pretty nice. But JT taking a massive hit on that department, especially on these big greens. Justin Thomas is really going to struggle with the 3-putts. Some of these greens are massive, and JT is one of the worst 3-putters in this field. Whew, that's not looking good. So yeah, you can use this as your like research tool. This is basically the article in a nutshell. It's not hole by hole. It's not using the records of these golfers in the past, but it's available here, and you can see what's cooking. Take a look at Victor Hovland's good shot percentage. Holy cow. It's just easily a million times better than everyone else. That's why I've got him ranked so high for the foursomes, 4-ball, sorry. Like, he's a beast when it comes to 4-ball, and putting him with Aberg is going to be a frightening combination. So love what Hovland can get up to in this 4-ball situation. And out of the stick rough, there's no one remotely close to how good of a golfer he is from 150 and out of the rough when it comes to hitting good shots. Xander is next at 7% total good shots. Victor's at 13.5. He's almost double that. You know, like, it's ridiculously good how Victor is out of that rough. So just wanted you to know there is so much available for you guys in all of this stuff. So you can make your own power rankings. You can figure out how you want to go about it. And you can manipulate the partners. You can manipulate the power rankings. You can manipulate pretty much the tees that they go off of. You can use that to figure out your where do I have the matchup tool? Let's take a look. Yeah, you can use that to determine, okay, how much has this changed since we changed the power rankings? You know, we got Xander and the Abergs over here. You can use this and make your own. Like, you don't have to use my metrics. You can use whatever the hell you want in order to really enjoy betting on the Ryder Cup. Because I think this is one of the tournaments that people want to say, like, oh, I got in. If you want to get in and make money, make money. Like, that's fine. Some people like to do that, obviously, but it's the Ryder Cup. Like, if you lose money betting on this stuff, it's the one week I think you can get away with outside of the Masters as well. Like, just throwing money away that you have and can waste at this as entertainment value. Like, it's going to be going on early hours of the morning. The more exciting bets you have out there, the less likely it is that you're going to fall asleep. So you can really use that as like some caffeine / Adderall / whatever you need. Use betting as a little stimulant. So just putting that out there, bet responsibly, but bet money that you can and enjoy betting it. You know, this is fun. It's USA versus Europe. It's Rory versus Scotty. It's Rahm versus Scotty. It's Patrick Cantley and Xander versus who the heck, Tyrrell and Rahm. You know, that would be an incredible foursomes. I think that would be so freaking fun to watch those guys go at it. So there's just endless entertainment value involved here. Use this tool as much as you would like, as much to your benefit as possible. Go check it out. Use code Maniac for 10% off. Thanks for tuning in, folks. It's been a fun pod. I kind of went all over the place, but it's the Ryder Cup. It's happening on Friday, and we got into rock and roll. So till then, we'll catch you guys next time.